Today I want to show you how I use ConvertKit as a design content creator. Now, full disclosure, before we get into it, in case you're new around here and this is one of the first videos you've seen, I actually work for ConvertKit. I'm the creative director there. I lead our brand team. But one of the things that I love about my job is that I get to get genuine value out of the product that I'm designing the brand for, designing marketing materials for. I am part of the target audience, and that makes my work really fun. ConvertKit is a creator marketing platform, and it's an essential part of how I run my design content creation business. And today I want to walk you through how I use it for my weekly newsletter, the Marketing Design Dispatch, selling my font, building my email list in general, and sending emails, including some automated ones, and learning more about my audience. So let's get into it and I'll show you around. So welcome to my ConvertKit account. This is my dashboard where you can see the performance of my emails and my products over the past 7 days, 30 days of all time. Let's start by talking about my newsletter though. So the Marketing Design Dispatch is a weekly newsletter that's all about marketing design. This right here is the landing page for it. So this is the main way that people can sign up to receive the Marketing Design Dispatch in the inbox. Pretty simple page, but this is one that I built entirely in ConvertKit, and I'll show you that in a second. But something I love about this page especially is this bit here. This is called a newsletter feed. This lets people get a taste of what kind of things I send emails about, so they can read it and check if it's something that they're going to want to receive in their inbox before they sign up, which is pretty cool. So let me show you this page in ConvertKit itself. So we'll come into my landing pages and forms. Now, as you can see, I have quite a lot of landing pages and forms because one of the things about ConvertKit is that you can create as many as you like. And so I take full advantage of that. So this one here, Marketing Design Dispatch. Making landing pages in ConvertKit is with this like WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get editor. So you can change the fonts, change the colors, of course. And so I make everything match my brand with my purple, with my teal buttons. Here's the newsletter feed that I was talking about earlier. So I have this set up to only display the latest issue, but I could like add to this and display the latest 5 if I chose, but I choose to have it like, let's just keep it at 1, get people to check out the latest one. And I added this through this little thing here that lets you add newsletter feed. You could add your Instagram feed to a page, a timer if there's like a thing you're selling. But yeah, this is my page that I have for my newsletter. So this is what the Marketing Design Dispatch looks like. And my process for this is usually I will write the email in Notion, like draft it up, save it in there for my VA to then port over and add it into ConvertKit, and she'll add in all the links, embed the images, embed the videos, anything like that. As you can see here, we're using a special Marketing Design Dispatch template. So it's always got the logo on it and it's always like branded to match everything else that I do. Sometimes I will A/B test a subject line, especially if there's 2 different ways I think I could frame the topic of the newsletter, or maybe I'm wanting to learn what works best. Like something I learned from A/B testing subject lines is that asking a question can sometimes lead to more clicks. So yeah, that's something that I will try out every now and then, is like come up with an idea of what to test and run that as an A/B test. I just have to write the second subject line in here if I want to do that. And then what ConvertKit will do is send out both subject lines to a portion of the audience for the first few hours, and then send the winning subject line to the rest of the people in your audience, so that they're going to receive the one that was leading to the highest open rate. I send it out to my whole email list, but I give people this option here to opt out of receiving it if they only want to be on the list for, I don't know, something different. So the way this works, let me show you with this one here, for example. I can add in a link and then click tag subscribers who click the link. I can create a new tag here or choose one that's already in my list. So in my case, what's connected in my footer there is the Don't Send Marketing Design Weekly. So it means that whenever someone clicks this link, it adds a tag saying, hey, I don't want to receive this email. And then let me show you how I end up using that tag. So over here in my subscriber panel, we can see like my list and how it's been growing. And these times here are where I send out an email. That's when most people tend to unsubscribe, which is fine. We don't want to be emailing people who don't want to be receiving my emails. So here is my list of tags. I have a lot of them because as well, you can like create as many as you want. So it's this one here, Don't Send Marketing Design Weekly. 451 people have clicked this from the footer in that email. And what I have set up is this segment called Marketing Design Dispatch. A segment is different from a tag because in a tag, it's kind of like you have it or you don't. But with a segment, you can set up different like structures for it. It's set up as all of my subscribers except the ones that have this tag. So basically I end up with this list of all the people who haven't said they want to opt out of receiving the Marketing Design Dispatch emails. So then when I come in here to send the email, or more accurately, when my VA does that, I can come in here and choose to send it to anyone within the Marketing Design Dispatch segment. So it means that people can opt out themselves of receiving this weekly email, but I don't have to change anything to like make sure I'm sending it to the right people. It's all going to like automatically happen based on that tag. This bit down here is important as well. So this posting to my public feed, this is the feed that ends up on this page. So I send lots of different types of emails through ConvertKit, but the official like issues of the Marketing Design Dispatch are the only ones that I will ever turn on this post to my public feed. So it means it's only ever these emails that are going to show up on my landing page. Next, let me show you how I sell my font through ConvertKit. So this is my sales page for my font, which is built in Webflow, and I'll show you how I connect a ConvertKit form to Webflow a bit later on. Basically, for my font, I have two versions, a standard license or an extended license. So if you choose to click one of these, it'll take you through this page here, and this is a ConvertKit Commerce page where you can click to buy it and enter your payment information. So I've basically set up one ConvertKit Commerce product for the standard license and then one for the extended license, which we can see in here. We've got extended, we've got standard, and then this one here was someone wanted to upgrade their license. So I made this product here as well, which I can send out to anyone else who wants to upgrade the license. It's pretty simple. It's this product page where you can edit the colors and things to, of course, match how you want, but that's why I have my full sales page here. So I'm giving like a lot more details here, and once we get into the buying flow, things are a lot more simple. Yeah, my checkout, the confirmation page, the receipt email, which will also include a link to download the font. And this is why I use ConvertKit Commerce to sell my font, because it kind of automates this sales flow. I don't have to be fulfilling orders or anything like that. It'll automatically email the digital file that I'm selling to the buyer when they make a purchase. And that's something that I just have set up in here. Just uploaded my zip file and ConvertKit will send it out. As you can see here, I've also used ConvertKit Commerce for other things. Me and some of my fellow design content creators did a live event last year in last February. Wow, that was a long time ago now. We sold the tickets for it through ConvertKit Commerce. So yeah, people signed up here and we could automate the process of sending them emails when we were going live, etc. And then we also sold access to a replay as well, which was pretty cool. Actually, let me show you the landing page for this event, because that was something else that I made in ConvertKit. Yeah, so this was a landing page I made in ConvertKit, giving us bios each. We put a link in here, of course, to buy tickets before the event, but now that the event is over, we're collecting email addresses, so in case you ever want to do another one, we can contact people. And this was one where I set up a custom domain for it. Let me show you that. So here we see all of the different domains that I have connected to my ConvertKit account. creatingdesigncontent.com. This was just a cheap, like $12 domain that I bought for the event. I thought it would add this extra air of like quality to it, to have something custom as the URL, which I think worked out well. So I just connected this domain, and it, you add the DNS records in your domain provider, and then choose which landing page you want to show at that URL. I think this, having a custom domain plus having that custom landing page, really did help our event perform better, because yeah, it did look so custom and professional. As you can see here, I also have this pages.charliemarie.com. This is a subdomain for my site that I set up for all of my ConvertKit landing pages. And then of course I snagged charlie.ck.page as my ConvertKit domain. Okay, I've gotten slightly off track from my font, but this actually does lead into the next piece of sending automated emails. A visual automation is kind of like a funnel that you send a subscriber through based on an action you choose that starts it, and then like whatever you want to do next. I mostly have very simple ones set up, but one I want to show you is this font purchases one. Whenever someone purchases either the standard or the extended license, it sends them this font follow-up email sequence, which is actually just one email, and it asks for their feedback, asks to see anything that might have made with it yet. And I've had a few really cool responses from this of people sharing things they've worked on, so that's been fun. And this is all automated, so I'm not having to remember to get in touch with the people who have bought the font. The system just does it for me. So those are a few specifics, but like you saw before, I have many different landing pages and forms where people can join my email list. Something that I like to do is whenever I have an idea for something and I want to like gauge people's interest or start building up a list of people who are interested in this thing specifically, I would just quickly make a landing page for it. So a recent example is this one here, YouTube live streams. People were saying that the YouTube notification system wasn't letting them know when I was going live on YouTube for a design co-working stream. So I just spun up this landing page, picked a template that I liked, made it my colors. So now whenever I go live, I can send out an email just to the people who signed up on this landing page. I'll just show you that very quickly. We'll use this one here as an example, but I'll just change who we're sending it to. So I can come here and say people subscribe to the YouTube live stream form. And now it's only going to send to those 14 people who have said they want to be emailed when I go live. I use a ConvertKit landing page for my link in bio as well. So this is something that my VA will come in each week when I upload a new video, and she will add it in here so that the page is always showing my latest video. I have links to my other projects and a little Instagram feed on it as well. And of course it is purple like all of my pages. And this really is something that I've just like added the content to and changed the colors. The layout itself just comes from our ConvertKit template library. So if I click here, you can see there is just a bunch of different templates based on, yeah, whatever you need to do. This is my starting point. I'll just come in and pick one that I think will best fit the content that I want to share at that moment. But another way that a lot of people join my email list is on my website. So I think you saw before, I have this form in the footer of all of the pages on my site. I also have forms at the bottom of each blog post. Wow, this is a long one. And I have a different form that shows up for each different category of like posts on my blog as well. So let me show you how you can get a ConvertKit form onto a Webflow site. And we'll just start by showing you the form itself. So this is the form in ConvertKit. It's very simple, just first name, email address. So what I do is I take the JavaScript here, I'll just like copy this, and then in Webflow, this is an embed block. So you just would drag this onto your page, and then I just paste the JavaScript in there. And so you don't see the form in Webflow itself, but you see it on the live site. Or when you publish to staging. So that's how I get my ConvertKit form onto my Webflow site. And actually, I don't think the thing I showed you before was a great example of like the normal type of email I'd send. Normally, I would send out just a text-based email for an update. So this would be what I'd send out if I was going live. I would use this text-based email instead of the fancy template. And that's just because I think that the text-based email feels a little bit more personal. I think the template makes a lot of sense for my newsletter when the content is much more structured and there's like a regular format to it. But yeah, I like just sending an email that looks like I could have opened it up in Gmail and typed it, you know, for other things. So this will actually be what I use for sending out the live stream updates and yeah, any other updates. And then the last thing I want to show you is how I use ConvertKit to learn more about my audience. So you might have actually noticed this already when I was in this part here of all these tags. I have these ones that say design experience, leadership, junior, mid-level, senior, etc. This is information that I really like to collect about my audience so that when I'm sending out something in particular that might be aimed at someone at a certain level in their career, I can be sending it to the right group of people. And also it's just really interesting to know like what the split is of the people who are in my audience and like signing up for my stuff, you know? So one way I collect this is sometimes I'll have this on landing pages. You can add a drop down to a form in ConvertKit that will then add a tag automatically based on what someone picks. So if someone picks this one here that I have 1 to 2 years of experience, it'll automatically add that design experience junior tag to them. This page here is one I made to accompany my self-promotion is not a dirty word talk that I've given at a few conferences. I like to give people a worksheet to download and like work through the things we discussed in the talk later on themselves. And so yeah, this is the landing page where they can come and get that worksheet. So yeah, that's one way that that level of experience gets added to people on my list. But another way is through another automation, because as you saw on my site, I don't have that drop down. I just wanted to like keep the form as simple as possible. I feel like you can ask for more information when you're giving like a free PDF, a worksheet, a free digital file, whatever in return. But for this one here, where it's just like a little more general, I wanted to make it as easy as possible. And then what I have set up here is this design experience automation. So this sends out an email to anyone who signs up from these forms. So this is like some on my site and one landing page. And what it will do is it sends this email that asks, how much design experience do you have? And this is another link trigger like I showed you right at the start of this video, where depending on what they click, it'll add the tag that relates to their level of design experience. And that, my friends, are some of the ways that I use ConvertKit as a design content creator. Hope you enjoyed this tour through my account and, I don't know, getting to see all my stats of where things are at the moment. Check out this engagement score. That's pretty good, huh? If you want to try ConvertKit out for yourself, check out my link in the description. We do have a free plan, so you can use it completely for free until you earn your first 1,000 subscribers. There is a limited feature set though. You can't do the automated emailing things, but yeah, you can still use it to get started. I think it is very important for all of us content creators to be building up an email list, because we can't put our full faith into social media platforms and places like YouTube and rely on them to reach our audience properly. So yeah, that is one of the main reasons that I focus on building up my email list, and you can join my email list, also linked in the description. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe. I make design videos every single week, and I would love to have you here for the next one.